Hey up YouTube, how are we all? Welcome to the latest video. Today I'm going to be taking you through how I edit all my Instagram videos because I get a lot of creepy people asking, so I thought what better way to just show you, so enjoy. Right, first things first, obviously drop the video a like, hit the old subscribe button, just that little red button, either one of these fingers, it's just below them. Yeah, let's just get straight into the video. So how do I edit my videos? I get a lot of people asking about it because there's actually a lot of work that goes into it. It's not as simple as people might think, and there's just a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. So obviously the first thing you've got to think about is your content. So planning your content and actually having a bit of a structure and something to follow, a theme. For more of an in-depth conversation on this topic, you could go hit the link in the description box, which is going to lead you to my podcast profile, where I may or may not have just recorded a podcast talking about content planning. So i.e., watch that, pause this video, go watch that. I'm on it today. If after watching this and listening to that, you'll be ready to rumble. Okay. So once you've filmed your content, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to take you through on the old laptop, literally the entire process that I go through. So I'm going to use something that I've already filmed because I don't want to just give you new content, do I? I'm just going to use stuff that I've had in the past. I'm going to go through what I do and then it'll all make sense. So let's just jump on the laptop. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to take you through actually what kit I've got, what I use, what I actually go through. So I've got a Sony A3100, which is a compact little flip cam, which is absolutely amazing. I've got a Zoom H1 mic recorder, and then I've got a little lapel mic that I use. That's mainly for like my Instagram TV stuff and more of the tutorial side of things. And then I've got a tripod, which I actually keep at my gym. That is fairly self-explanatory. It is just a big tripod. As I said, I'm going to go through an example, take you through the whole process of a previous thing that I've already made, but I'm just going to re-edit it and do it all again. So the first thing I've got to do is, when it comes to filming and when it comes to doing whatever I might need to be filmed, what I will always do is take a thumbnail pic. What you'll find is obviously when you post to Instagram, you can slide and choose your thumbnail. What I will do, and this is a little hack that you should definitely 100% do, otherwise you're going to struggle to stick to a same theme and have every post that kind of looks the same color, just kind of like stays in the same sort of theme. So the easiest way to obviously do this is with the most eye-catching part of whatever video you might be doing, set it up on a timer. So I do a 10-second timer, and my camera, I set it up so it does 3 shots. So I'll get into position, and then at least I've got 3 potential shot chances of it getting right. It isn't always first time. I probably do have to do it 3-4 times to get the right one, just in terms of camera position. Obviously, if you've got someone taking a photo, it's a lot of a quicker process, but that is not always going to be happening. So once you've then decided your photo, decided what you're going to be doing, I then edit the photo straight on my Lightroom app. So I'm going to screen record here on my phone, launch up Adobe Lightroom, which is completely free, so to be not utilizing that is foolish. That is a YouTube thumbnail. So I'll take you through, for example, I'll do the whole thing. So I'll post it, I'll have it saved in my camera roll so that I'll just go to it. So let's go to one that hasn't been edited. So post, that's the original photo, you insert into Lightroom. And then I've set myself up a bit of a preset, so it's really nice and easy. So I'll just go on a previous one from a while ago, 3-dot it, copy settings, which I'll have edited all in the past. I did that ages ago, so I won't have to do too much. I'll then paste that to there, and then there might be little bit changes to make. So I'll then like change the crop angle so we get it right in the middle. Then highlight, so we'll just bring it out a little bit more, change the shadow up, change the white so that we're going to bring me into it even more. But obviously this just varies photo to photo. So actually when I go to the original, it was then that bright. So then what I'll do, once you're happy with that, once you've changed all your adjustment, export to camera roll. This is why I do it all on my phone, just because it's free. Obviously you can get Lightroom on your Mac, on your computer, whatever you might be using, but it just then, I think you've got to pay for it. I don't think it's even much money, but it's just obviously, it's free. So it's cheaper. Then what I'll do is I will then airdrop straight to my Mac. You want to download an app called Photoscape X. If you haven't got a Mac, I'm not sure what the best alternative is. It's basically the closest thing to like Photoshop that you're going to probably get that is still free. So I can actually do, I'm still learning this. So new feature I've just figured out how to do on here, which is wicked, which can put like the text behind you on the photo. Then what you're literally going to do is you're going to start a new here, and the beauty thing about this is obviously I use this for all my YouTube thumbnails as well, is there's presets. So there's loads of things that you can drop down and choose from. So even if you wanted to make some cool Instagram stories, there's the potential to do that, Instagram profile, like whatever you might want to do. So obviously in this case, you want to go Instagram. It depends how you post. If you post a square or portrait or landscape, you shouldn't be doing landscape anyway. I do actually post a portrait. I'm gonna open up the photo, edit that, copy it, and then paste it now into your photo app. Then what we'll do, minus this out so we can actually see it, and you're gonna drag it over the size of the square box. As now what you've got to think about is when you're looking at your Instagram feed, and you're just looking at your whole thing, what you're going to be seeing is what's in the square. So when you put your text in, you've got to think about that. You can't put the text down here. You've got to put the text in relation to where it's going to be on the square photo, otherwise you're going to just basically just cut your text off. Then what you're going to do is literally bring the text in. So you click on the text button. I always use Chalk Duster. I put the opacity down a little bit just to, again, like not overpower the text. I then bring the letter spacing down to -20, and then in capitals type what I need to. So shoulder, and then quite often more than not, I'll do 2 paragraphs of it, just because then you can be a little bit more flexible with where you actually want to put the details and stuff. So then you can have, like, if I want, say, shoulder to be a little bit smaller than mobility, to bring the mobility out more and more, there will be instances where I will do that, but that's the easiest way to do text. And then you can establish your theme again. So with your text you can always have the same one, and then it's consistent, which people like. Then this new feature that I've just found out about, as I was saying, is the cutout. So what you're then going to do is bring your image into this cutout feature, and the magic eraser, you're going to go 3, 2, 1, and you're going to cut yourself off. Isn't that amazing? Then what you're going to do, you can obviously do a lot more. So you can brush, and you can be a little bit more specific, and you can get into the right places you need to. But in this instance, it copied it quite well. Obviously it's cropped out my t-shirt, but I'm not too worried about that because that isn't what's going to be the overlay. Then you bring it into here, and now it's just a case of pushing it over the top of there, and then you go, oh, it's clicked. And now see, with layers, you've got this front layer at the top. So if I brought it down here, W now is in front of my head. I bring it up to the top, that W disappears. So it's just those little tweaks that then just, I feel, make quite a lot of difference, as I said, because then now the text is gone to the back. I'm now at the front of the photo, and it just draws people's eyes a lot more to what's going on instead of actually the text overpowering things. Save as, you're then going to click that you do want the outer saved. I'm just going to save this to the desktop just so it's easy, and then we can find it nice and easy. So we'll call it YouTube thumb thing pick. Save. And that is now the thumbnail done. Then you're going to load your up Final Cut. I used iMovie for a long time, so do not worry too much about having to think, oh, I need Final Cut, that's why my content sucks. No, just use iMovie. That is easily good enough. I just now use Final Cut because there were things I wanted to be able to do on it that you couldn't do on iMovie, and I could justify the investment of Final Cut. But if you don't want to do that, if you're thinking, oh, Final Cut's a lot of money, then don't spend it. You really don't need to. So I've obviously got like projects and libraries here. So I've then got the feed set up. But what I'll do is I'll show you what you can kind of do on Final Cut, because then we can make a new project. So I'll go YouTube example. This is the thing I liked most about Final Cut, really, is then you can be quite specific. So say if you want to post to a square, you bring 1080 by 1080. Then if you wanted to post to Instagram TV, you go 1080 to 1920, as obviously that's going to be a lot higher and a lot thinner, so it's just going to be more Instagram TV friendly, which is what you're going to have to do. Then if you want to post to a portrait mode, which is what I do, it's going to be 1080 by 1350. Then what we're going to do is click the old OK button. So then we want a screen that kind of looks like this. Then first thing I want you to do, bring this thumbnail in, crop this thumbnail to the minimalist thing it can be, i.e. it is now 1 frame. And then what it will be is when you play the video, as soon as you play, it will just disappear. Now what we're going to do is get the music. So I'll show you the whole process just so you can see. You're going to load up YouTube. Let's go on a song. This one will do. So Rudimental, Waiting All Night. I can't play it because otherwise I'll get down for copyright. We're going to copy this. So obviously, yeah, when you're using songs, look for the ones that are copyright free, otherwise you're just going to get shafted. YouTube Converter, you're going to type into Google. Actually, this is a good one. Then you're going to post that link into here, convert to MP3, continue, leave me alone. Look at all these weird videos popping up. No, that is not, I don't have a virus, leave me alone. Download. Then we'll go back to the downloads, get the new music file and patch it to your thumbnail. Now it's a case of getting the content onto it. So I'm gonna go to this post that I've made, as I said, footage. So then we're gonna get all the posts. So we've got 5 posts here. We'll now drag them into our timeline, where we're now, obviously you can see that it's now in the not the right place to be posting on an Instagram feed. We don't want to be doing that. So we're gonna highlight all of them, bring this little box to transform, then we're gonna drag and now pull to the very edges. Click done, turn the volume off, and then we've now got this sequence. What I then try to stick to is a 20-second rule per video and go no more than that. So I'm going to do this roughly because it doesn't really matter what the actual thing's going to look like. So I'm going to cut that, bring this down so it's to 20. If you need to, obviously you might find like here's not bang on in the middle, so I'll grab my cursor, I'll then press the transform button again, and then I will adjust. Obviously if I need to, you can bring it over here if you're not in the middle, over there, wherever you need to be. Click done. Okay, once you've then done that, I've got a little graphic and a little thing that I sign out with, which is just a glitch thing. So then as the video signs out, it's just a little thing that's just cool at the end. Then you're gonna drag your music all the way to the very end, phase it out with just a little timer so that your music drifts away, and then it's not as abrupt as an ending. Now this is the beauty with Final Cut as well, which is going to save a lot of your time when it comes to having that individual crop when it then comes to actually posting. So then what you're going to want to do is crop each part of the music in correlation to the video above. Then we're going to bring in the graphic. So this is just one that I've downloaded off the internet, which I'm sure you'll all be very familiar with because it's the one I use on every single video. Again, get the cursor, put the graphic in, and then you can decide where you want this. So I'll put this in the very top corner. You're then going to type whatever it is. So wall, angels, angles, angels. No, still not right. Then obviously I put in this bit like the reps, so 1 times 20 reps, whatever. You're then going to copy, paste, 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 paste. Edit then what you need to do, so I'll obviously change that to whatever X size. I'm going to leave it as it is just as it's a lot easier to show you. Then it's just a case of now creating what's called a compound clip, and then it's going to make it really easy to save it. So then what you're going to do is drag and select all of that, so you've also got the photo at the start of it. Right click, new compound click, OK. Then you're going to do the same for each one. we've got now 5 individual clips, or depending on how many like workout or exercises I've got in that period. We're then going to click this button at the top, which is going to take us back to like our libraries. So we're going to be able to see each of our individual projects. So then what we're going to do is click on like where my Instagram library is. I'll click down, and now you're going to have these compound clips there. You'll then select all 5. So see at the start of this one, we've got the thumbnail, then it plays. Then we've got this one, it plays. Then file and share the 5 clips, master file. And then this is what makes it so much easier, because then you're just going to click next. You're then going to bring in your desktop, save it wherever you might be saving it, share. Then it's going to start downloading. So obviously it's just about then literally just waiting for that to happen. Right, oh no, it's done. Then you're obviously going to remove these, get rid of them all. Get rid of Final Cut, because you're now finished. Get your phone back open. You're going to go to wherever the folders were. You're going to then select all your clips, right click, share, AirDrop. You're going to then send them back to your phone. The amount of hours and minutes and months and weeks I will have saved using AirDrop is absolutely insane. Like, it is so fast for what it is at transferring files to and from, and I do it constantly. I like daily basis. I use it all the time. I'm going to throw down. I'm going to shut down the laptop because we now don't need that. So let's get this screen recorder back out on here because we're almost finished. So see, now we've got each clip which is going to play to the music. Obviously, so they can come in a little bit of a weird order. Just AirDrop does that. I don't know, for whatever reason. You're going to then select import. So you want to zoom out. So then we've got obviously the whole post. Obviously, whatever. Multiple. Bish, bash, bosh. Your quid's in. Next. Do what you need to do. Tag who you need to tag. Write what you need to write. Blah blah blah. I'm obviously not going to share it because I've done it before. So if we now go to discard, and then this is obviously the actual post, is, as you can see, it's in that square fashion. Whereas if we were to click on it here, it's then going to bring it up. So see how that text, I'm not even able to pause it, but see how the text is actually not at the top of the image like it was when we were editing it. And then you're just going to be able to flick through and have, and actually this one I had the Notorious B.I.G. playing, so it was a good one. And it's as simple as that. Obviously it can be a lengthy process, it doesn't necessarily have to be. You get a lot quicker at it over time, but that's the kind of steps I go through. I've been doing that process for a long time now. But look, at the end of the day, it will still always boil down to what content you are producing over what you are using to film, to edit, to do whatever you are doing with. It always will boil down to what people are watching and what people are consuming. So as I said before, for a long time I was just using iMovie. I was just using my phone to film everything, and I was using like the front facing camera, the back camera, whatever it was. I was just using my phone and iMovie, and it certainly did the job. And another good one I used to use was an app called InShot, which again is quite good for being able to be, you can be quite different with your dimensions. So if you post on Instagram TV, if you want to post a square, if you want to post something a bit more portrait, you can change things up in there. So sometimes I will use that as a quick thing to say, do an Instagram story if I want to put a few videos together, just instead of having to go through the process of putting it to my laptop to send it back. Yeah, it is good. My just issue I found with your phone, you're constantly like trying to find that little crop button, so it's a lot harder and more fiddly. So it's a lot easier to just throw it all on your laptop and do it that way. Yeah, so don't look at your equipment as a sign to why your content might not be doing as well as you want it to, and look at what your actual content is and what you are producing. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you can take something away from it. I hope you learn something and how you can now edit. I'm now going to be able to link everyone to this video whenever it's probably one of the biggest questions I get asked. Hit the big red button. Let's keep pushing forward this subscriber number, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you very, very soon. Alex, out.